São Paulo, Brazil, 1960. Born in the largest Brazilian city was the one who would one day become one of the greatest icons in world motorsport. Son of Milton Silva and Neida Senna, Ayrton was the middle child among his two siblings, Viviane, the eldest, and Leonardo, the youngest. From an early age, his life was shaped by the burning passion of his father, Milton, an enthusiast of motor racing. It was he who, with skillful hands and a heart full of dreams, built Senna's first kart when he was just 4 years old, using a lawnmower engine. At the age of 9, Ayrton already demonstrated an unusual dexterity as he drove jeeps through the winding roads of Milton's rural properties, challenging not only the curves of the terrain, but also the limits of his own destiny. As his passion for racing developed, Ayrton found an exciting escape on the television screen, where he was enchanted by the adventures of the anime speed racer, about a fearless pilot who challenged the most difficult obstacles on the tracks. Ayrton Senna began his karting career in childhood, quickly standing out as an exceptional talent on Brazilian tracks. His local dominance was impressive, securing victories and championships. Senna gained international attention with his remarkable performances, notably his rivalry with driver Terry Fullerton, from whom Ayrton learned the true essence of competition. Ayrton never defeated him, but gained valuable lessons that would serve him well in other categories of motorsport. After dominating Brazilian karting, Ayrton Senna ventured to Europe in search of more competitive challenges. He entered Formula Ford in 1981, immediately impressing with his driving prowess. In his debut season, Senna secured the British Formula Ford 1600 Championship, winning 12 out of 20 races. Following this success, Senna progressed to British Formula 3 in 1982, racing for West Surrey Racing. He delivered a remarkable performance, winning 6 races and finishing as the runner-up in the championship. Senna continued to excel in Formula 3, clinching the British Formula 3 title in 1983 with West Surrey Racing, boasting 7 victories in 11 races. These 2 seasons were pivotal in propelling Senna to international motorsport stardom, showcasing his exceptional talent and unwavering determination to achieve greatness. His stint in British Formula 3 and Formula Ford laid the foundation for his entry into Formula 1. Ayrton Senna's entry into Formula 1 in 1984 marked the beginning of a legendary career in motorsport. Senna debuted for the Toleman Hart team and quickly impressed the world with his formidable talent behind the wheel. Despite competing with a less competitive car, he showcased his skill in challenging conditions and still managed to score his first points in the category. His most remarkable race of the season was at the Monaco Grand Prix, where he executed incredible overtakes from the 13th position on the starting grid and set the fastest lap of the race. In the final lap, Senna managed to pass Alain Prost, who was leading the GP, demonstrating his mastery in heavy rain. However, due to dangerous weather conditions, the race was cancelled before its completion. Senna had to settle for second place, but his performance solidified him as a true rainmaster, capable of shining even in the most challenging conditions. The 1984 championship comprised 15 races, where Senna secured 3 podiums and amassed a total of 13 points, finishing the season in 10th place. An impressive achievement for a promising newcomer driver. In 1985, Senna signed with the Lotus Renault team, taking a significant step in his Formula 1 career. His debut season was marked by an impressive performance, highlighted by his first victory in the category at the Portuguese Grand Prix. Throughout the year, Senna showcased his exceptional skill by securing 6 pole positions, establishing himself as one of the fastest drivers of the era. However, despite his evident talent, Senna faced challenges with reliability issues and some accidents during the season, which prevented him from achieving even more significant results. Nevertheless, his consistent performance in the 1985 season across 16 races saw Senna achieve 6 podiums, 7 pole positions, and 2 victories. He finished the season in 4th place overall in the championship, accumulating 38 points, solidifying his position as one of the emerging talents in Formula One. In 1986, Ayrton Senna continued his journey in Formula One, competing for the Lotus Renault team. It was a year filled with ups and downs for the Brazilian driver. He achieved 2 memorable victories at the Spanish Grand Prix and the United States Grand Prix. However, he faced challenges with the car's reliability and retired from several races due to mechanical issues. Despite the difficulties, Senna showcased his speed and skill, achieving a total of 6 podiums, 8 pole positions, and 2 wins over 16 races in the season. He finished the championship in 4th place, accumulating 55 points. In 1987, Ayrton Senna embarked on an exciting season in Formula One, competing for Lotus alongside his new teammate Satoru Nakajima. The year was marked by a series of achievements for Senna, who claimed his first victory of the season at the iconic Monaco Grand Prix. Throughout the season, Senna demonstrated consistency and skill, securing podium finishes in several races. His standout performance culminated in a 3rd-place finish in the Drivers' Championship, marking his best position. Yet, additionally, the partnership with Nakajima contributed to the collective success of the Lotus team. The characteristic yellow of the Lotus cars became synonymous with Senna's talent and determination on the track, further solidifying his position as a rising star in Formula One. At the conclusion of that iconic year, Senna secured 3rd place overall in the Drivers' Championship. With an impressive total of 8 podiums, 1 pole position, and 2 victories, he amassed 57 points throughout the season. This consolidation attracted the ambitious gaze of then McLaren president Ron Dennis. Senna's notable performance in the 1987 season caught the attention of the McLaren team, and in 1988, Senna took an important step in his career by signing with the British team. This partnership marked the beginning of a new era in Senna's Formula One journey, which would elevate him to another level in his career. The 1988 season was a milestone in Ayrton Senna's career, as he finally signed a contract with a top team that could deliver a car worthy of the driver he was. However, it was also the year when the rivalry between Senna and his teammate, Alain Prost, began. Prost, an experienced and world champion driver, posed a formidable challenge to Senna. The competition between the two was intense and often controversial, with moments of tension on and off the track. Clearly, Prost, being an established and world champion driver, would have the privileges of a first driver in a Formula One team. But this would not be an obstacle for Senna, as with his indomitable spirit, he would prove on the track that he would compete for the championship that year on equal terms with Prost. Senna arrived at the Suzuka Grand Prix on October 30th to compete with Alain Prost for the Formula One season title. Before the race, the McLaren drivers had the same number of victories that year, 7 each. In the early stages of the race, Senna had a poor start, with his car stalling at the beginning and being overtaken by several competitors. However, on the 20th lap, the driver initiated an impressive comeback worthy of a true champion, closing in on the leader, Alain Prost. For 8 laps, Senna engaged in an intense battle for the lead. Finally, on the 28th lap, Senna managed to overtake the Frenchman and held on to the lead until the end, securing his first Formula One title. Senna ended that season brilliantly, with 13 podiums, 11 pole positions, 8 victories, concluding that year with an incredible 90 points. McLaren dominated the Constructors' Championship in an overwhelming manner, winning 15 out of 16 races of the season. That marked the beginning of the McLaren dynasty. In the 1989 season, the rivalry between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost reached a new level. The two drivers, competing for the McLaren team, engaged in epic battles throughout the championship. The tension between them peaked at the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka. The team is completely divided. There's a curtain within the box separating Senna's crew from Prost's crew. The two drivers hate each other. Their own teams within the McLaren team are on the verge of attacking each other. Such is the rivalry and tension they've reached. One doesn't look at the other. Their engineers and mechanics don't speak to each other. The exchange of car adjustments simply doesn't exist anymore. Japan, October 21st, 1989. Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost, both from the dominant McLaren team, arrive at the Japanese circuit fiercely competing for the championship, actually in total warfare. Prost is many points ahead in the championship. Senna needs to win to take the competition to the last race in Australia 15 days later. Senna started from pole position, but lost the lead to Prost on the first lap. Needing a win to keep his championship hopes alive for the next race in Australia, Ayrton attempted to overtake his teammate on lap 47, but was clipped by the Frenchman, who soon retired from the race. Senna sought assistance from track marshals to return to the race and rejoin the track. Despite his McLaren's damaged front, Ayrton went to the pits to change his front wing and managed to rejoin the race in second place, behind only Alessandro Nannini. With a 5-second deficit to the Benetton driver, Senna fought hard lap after lap and overtook the Italian with 3 laps to go. Senna received the checkered flag on lap 53 and was visibly emotional in the car, as the championship would now be decided in the final race. However, Formula One officials upheld the penalty against the Brazilian, who ultimately did not even step onto the podium. As a result, the Frenchman was declared champion in a move by his compatriot, Jean-Marie Balestre, president of the FIA at the time. The decision, of course, sparked controversy. After all, to avoid cutting the chicane, the Brazilian would have had to go in the opposite direction of the track. Furthermore, it was evident that there was no technical advantage gained from the cut, as Senna lost a considerable amount of time due to the collision. In the 10 years prior to the 1989 season, none of the 26 disqualifications of drivers had been for track errors or irregular routes. Alain Prost thus claimed the championship title in his farewell season with McLaren. It was a season that didn't need to end like that, but it did. Senna would finish that fateful and controversial season in second place overall in the Drivers' Championship with 7 podiums, 13 pole positions and 6 victories, totaling 60 points. But in 1990, Senna got his revenge by winning the championship, in a way that would be, in a sense, redemption for his unjust penalty the previous year.